I can't wait for BioShock 2 to come out. You know, a lot of people are saying they can't wait for it. A lot of, you know, it's a big anticipated game, but me myself, BioShock 1 was like at least one of my top 5 favorite games ever. Not because just of, you know, the gameplay itself, but it's the story, the graphics, the characters, everything about it. Just, you know, plus Andrew Ryan is such a badass. That's just my opinion. Because I have such a bad BioShock fever, I'm actually playing it right now. I paused the game, I restarted on my file, because I had to actually wipe my PlayStation 3's hard drive, and I started over, and I figured there's one more week left. I figured, I mean, I'll bang out the game in a week, probably sooner. I don't know if, you know, between work and then making videos and then doing this and doing that, I don't know. The one thing that disappointed me is they're not doing a midnight sale, at least not in Frederick, not in the because I deal with a Game Crazy. I don't have a problem with GameStop, but I like the Game Crazy in Frederick. Now I don't know if the GameStop is doing a midnight sale, but I do know that I already have a copy of BioShock 2 already reserved for my account with Game Crazy, so I'm probably just going to stick with them. The limited edition BioShock 2 has a vinyl LP of the soundtrack for the first one. It has a very detailed and, you know, pretty large artwork book about it, and it has some flyers. Actually, it's supposed to actually be coming from Rapture. It's $100, and I might get it. I don't know. I also saw a video today about one of Rockstar's new games that are coming out. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Red Dead Redemption, and it actually looks pretty good. I'll put a link to a video about it, or trailer. I'll put a link to a trailer about it right here, so you can check that out. You know, and then look up other sites and tell me what you think about it. I think it looks pretty good myself. I mean, I'm probably going to buy it. Another big game for me that's coming out this year. This video is going to be mainly about game-oriented stuff. Another big game that's coming that I'm looking forward to that's coming out later this year is Dead Space 2, a sequel to Dead Space 1. If you've ever played it, it's a thriller kind of third-person shooter based in space, and, you know, just Google it, alright? Just Google Dead Space or Wikipedia it or whatever, and you can find out about it. But a sequel to it is supposed to come out either around September, so I can't exactly remember, either September or October. But the premise of the game, it reminds me of the movie Aliens and the game Resident Evil. So you put those two together, Aliens and Resident Evil, and put them together, and you have Dead Space. Another game that's coming out later this year that I'm looking forward to is Halo Reach. I'm a big Halo fan. I love the first one, the second one, the third one. The only Halo that I really didn't like, there's actually 2 Halos I didn't like. I didn't really particularly like ODST, the story. I liked Firefight, the actual, like, you know, the multiplayer of it. That was pretty fun. That was a different change of pace. And I also didn't like Halo Wars. I played it for maybe about 10 minutes at a friend's house, and I had to drop it. I didn't like it. But, you know, my favorite Halo game of all time is Halo 2. Has to be. The multiplayer is the best. You know, I'm not trying to dog on the multiplayer for Halo 3 or anything like that. I'm just saying my personal self. But Halo Reach is coming out. And the only problem with Halo Reach coming out is that I'm going to have to get a new 360 or a box. I call it an Xbox 360. I call it a box. I have a station. My PlayStation 3. I call it a station. I have a station. I need to get a box. And the way I went down is I originally got a station, and I sold it to get a box, and then I gave my box away to my little brother, and then I got a station back. And I'm not selling my station because I love my station. So, I'm going to own 2 consoles. A good friend of mine, he is a big Final Fantasy fan, and he was actually starting to turn me on to it. He told me that I should try Final Fantasy X. I'm asking you. I'm going to take his advice, but I also want your advice. Which game do you think I should start out with as opposed to the Final Fantasy saga? I know what you're thinking, like, what, you've never played Final Fantasy? I played it like once or twice when it's on PlayStation 1, that's about it. I want you to leave a comment telling me what your favorite game is, and what game are you looking forward to that's coming out this year, and why. So, and new Houseisms should be coming up later today, or maybe tomorrow, or something like that. So, when that happens, check them out, comment them, whatever.
And the medic gets out and says, "Oh my God."